Hello and welcome to You There Instantly. If you are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and many other social media outlets, and you want to get your message out there immediately, then you found the right place. And that is You There Instantly. It's where we get you there instantly. My name is Sean Snowday. I am the founder and the voice of smallbusinessrocketlauncher.com and of many summits and podcasts. We're going to jump right into this software right here. So, of course, you're going to go to app.youthereinstantly.com to log into your account, and you'll have your username and password. Make sure you keep those safe someplace. And once we log in, we're going to log into my good friend Sherry's account, and you can see she has this a little bit set up. Now, there's these buttons over here: publish, calendar, reports, campaigns, approve, share buttons, and social CRM. And the first one we're going to start out with is publish. Now, when you click on the publish button, you will notice that all of these over here show up. And I want you to know she had already received the link to connect her social media outlets. So if yours is blank, you are just at the beginning. You need to receive an email from me saying that you have the rights to use the software. Okay, so if you do have that email, then you set up your social media, you'll be able to see these. Okay, so before we go into publish, queue, and sent and drafts, the first thing I want to do is I want to go and schedule, because this is where everything's going to go down. Now, you're going to see inside of here that Sherry has her Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. She even has Google My Business and her Instagram set up to send out certain messages at 8 a.m. every Monday through Friday, okay? Then she also is going to send some more out at 10 a.m. Now, you want to realize over here on the right-hand side, you have main, blog posts, promotional, inspirational tips, and industry. And you could actually add one. So say like we have a live event. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to type live events, okay? Because I do have live events. I'm not going to set it as the default category. I'm not going to associate it with any other things. We're just going to keep this really simple. So I'm going to say save right there. Okay. Now you can see it down here that I have live events. Now, the reason this is so important is it's important for you to know that these are just going to be your like main things that you're broadcasting. If you have someone writing a blog for you, or if you're doing your own blog, this will only do blog posts. These are promotional. So a promotion would be, hey, we have a new product and we'd like you to know about it. And here it is. Here's the link to go buy it. Inspirational, of course, we wouldn't know what inspirational is. It's always great to get the good news out there and just inspire people. Tips are just going to be industry tips, things that teach people. One of my favorite tips is how do you get your first yes on a sales call? And you just say, hey, can you hear me okay? And they'll go, yes. And you go, great. You got one yes. Okay. Industry's news is, of course, going to be news about your particular industry. And then I just added live events. Now, we're going to go into import. Now, this is very important. What you can do is you can download this example file. It's called a CSV file. If you're not really certain what a CSV file is, that's okay. We're going to be going over this in the coaching programs. But the CSV file is where you could literally set up your entire year of posts using the file. So rather having to type one post at a time, you can go in an Excel spreadsheet. You could take all of your categories and you could put everything you want to say for the whole year in one file and upload it. That's really ninja. That's really different. We're going to get into it later. Okay. Also, you see these other options down here. For the import, email me when published, requeue, hold post for your approval. This is a really important one because when you upload your CSV, you might say, hey, you know what? There's certain things I don't want to go out there. I'm not sure. So you can click that. We'll go into those later and then trim tweets. Now, the RSS feed. This is a little bit more difficult. And what this has to do with, it's a feed that you're going to find on most websites that are high-end marketing sites, and it's going to be either /RSS or /feed. And what you can do is you could take other people's content and you could broadcast it out. Or you could take your own content. I'll give an example. I have Automation Rehab podcast, and I actually made my podcast posts a feed. So every time I have a podcast, every time I upload my podcast to my website, it automatically blasts out to all of my social media. It's great stuff. So we'll be getting into that more as we go through the coaching classes. But let's get back over here to publish. Okay, now publish is where the magic happens. This is where you're going to start initially, most likely, and this is where you're going to write your message. So let's say that we want to say something about Anthony Robbins. So you could say, hey, and then one of the really cool things is, and I saved it, and I'm going to write www.tonyrobbins.com. Okay. Now I say tonyrobbins.com. Watch when I hit the space bar, you're going to see it spin. It's actually looking at all the images on tonyrobbins.com website, and it pulls these images over. So I could say, hey, tonyrobbins.com has a new package or event. Whatever you want to say there, right? Now, the other thing that you could do in here is you can add another image. Say like in this post, you want it to go out to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all those different things. But say like you want to do multiple images on different posts. Okay, so I can click on this right here, and I can add the images that are already in my image library. I can upload an image right here, click on upload, and it will upload different images right there. And I have different types that I can search, and check this out. This is the best part. We have free stock images for you. There's over 1 million images that you get to use for free from Pixels and Pixabay. So if I say group right here and say search, it's going to come up with groups of people. And I have all of these. There's millions in here. Okay. And you can use them for free, and you can use them anytime you want, and you won't get in trouble. If I say event, it will pull up different images for events. Okay. And then I can actually add this image in there. I just selected it. So the next time this post goes out with this, it could do this image or this image. Now I can also take this and I can bold it. Okay. I can italicize it. I can add another image in it right here. Okay. Another thing is we can add video. So when you click here, it'll say also upload to YouTube. So you can choose videos in this. We're going to go over how to do this in all the coaching programs. And right here, you could do emojis. This is really cool. Emojis really get people, it just converts better. People like emojis. They like seeing stuff. They like seeing happy. They like seeing all this. And then hashtags. Now, here's the thing with the hashtags. Say like we're doing something, Tony Robbins, it's totally inspirational. So I can add a hashtag group. Now, she doesn't have any groups right now. So we're just going to make some. So I'm going to say hashtag motivated. And then I'm going to say hashtag inspired. And then I'm going to say hashtag let's do this. And I'm going to say hashtag excited. Okay. Now I'm just going to, for time's sake, I'm just going to copy these all over. Now you can notice here that I have Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Out of these, I can randomly pick all of these, but let's say for LinkedIn, I just want to have 2 of them go out. And for Twitter, I want all 4 to go. Facebook, it's going to look spammy, so I might say 1 hashtag, right? And then for Instagram, I just want them all to go out, and Twitter, because who really cares about having all the hashtags there? That's what it's all about, right? So I can save this right here. And what's going to happen is I'll be able to add the hashtags in here. Now, as we go down here, you'll be able to see that we have, this is going to the category for live events. Remember how I made that category for live events? But we do have main, blog post, promotional, inspirational. So this is, hey, Tony has a new live event coming out. I can put my affiliate link in here and have that work, okay? And then email me when published, and then requeue. Now what requeue does, we can hover over this, and anytime you see an information I like that, you can see what it happens. But when we put, let's say on this for, let's say inspirational, let's say we have 20 different inspirational posts that we want to get out there, it's going to shift everything to the bottom. So if I have 20 of them and I requeue 5 of them, it's once this tweets out or goes out to the social media, it will go to the bottom of the queue. So I can requeue this. So when I turn on requeue, the really cool thing is the default is forever until I remove it from the queue. But another thing is until so many requests, so I could say after 6 times, don't do it anymore. But let's say I'm having a live event. I could choose the date. And on the date of the live event, I don't want it going out anymore. Why? Because the live event is over. Then I add it to the queue. Okay? So that's the really cool thing. Now with this queue, you can see what's going on here. She has all of these things about to go out, and you can see what's already been sent and what's about to be sent. Or I'm sorry, these are the sent ones. These are the ones that have already been sent. You can see on 111, 112. This is what's going out. And there's some more better news, if that is even a sentence, that you're going to find out that we do all the analytics for it. And then you have your drafts. Of course, there's no drafts in here because she's always on time and on top of it. But if you're creating something, you're like, hey, I'm not sure about that, you could always save it as a draft, find it in here, complete it, and then have it be put in the queue so it will be sent out later. So remember, we have publish, we have queue. These are the ones that are about to go out. Sent, these are the ones that have already been sent. Drafts, these are the ones you're working on. Schedule, this is the most important one. This is where you can see where everything's scheduled. So you can see here that on her Facebook, she has the main, all these different categories, and it's going to go out to these. Now, one of the important things about this is if she doesn't want this to go to LinkedIn, it won't go to LinkedIn. All she has to do is turn it off right there. But right now, what she's doing is promoting a lot of stuff. So she wants it to go everywhere. Import is a little ninja, and so is RSS. So just remember, as you're building this all out, this video right here is a reminder how to use the publish button. So stay tuned and we'll go over the calendar. Now we want to look at the calendar. So we're going to go up on the upper left-hand corner where we see publish. The icon underneath that, I'm going to click on it for calendar. This is pretty simple, but I'm going to show you some things. This is your calendar. You can see what's happening January 10th through the 16th, Sunday through Saturday. You can see all that's happening and what time these are going to go out. 2 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You can see this is going to go to Facebook, LinkedIn. This is going to go to LinkedIn only. Okay. And if there's more icons chosen, they would show up there. But when you click on any one of these, okay, what can happen is you could scroll up here. You could start getting your analytics right here. See your clicks, your leads, your shares. Okay. And you could also say open as copy. When you click on that, it's going to take you over to this particular post to where you can edit it and then repurpose it. Okay. So we're going to go back to the calendar. So I'm just going to click on the calendar again to make sure I don't mess with anything in there. And there's a couple other cool things you can do in here. One of them is if you want this to go out at a different time, you just click and drag it and you move it to the day that you want it to go to. Okay. Now, another thing is, let's say today is Wednesday the 13th, which it is. I can actually take this, which already went out, and I can move it over here. Okay. You can't move things to the past because the past is already gone, right? But you can move things to the future. And as we move forward in your coaching classes, you will see the tactical overlays. And this is really where the money is. This is where you're going to be able to do all your analytics, see the rank by clicks. You're going to be able to look back so many days, and you're going to find out when is a better time for me to post on all of my social media. Facebook might work better at 8 in the morning, and LinkedIn might work better at 6 in the morning. We don't know, but it's going to take a couple weeks or maybe a couple months in order for you to see what your tactical overlays are. So you know the best time to send out your message to where you know your audience has their eyes on your message at this specific time. And this is why this software is so important. I have a saying that God is in the numbers, and you will find that the more you look at the numbers, the more you'll understand the right time to do something, the right words to use, and what converts best. And once we have all of those things down, then we can really start getting it in front of more people in less time with less effort and making a bigger difference and a bigger impact on the world. Okay, so the next thing we're going to go into is campaigns. Once we get through the calendar, we are now at the exciting part, and this is going to be campaigns. Now, this is the exciting part of you there instantly, because you can run viral sweepstakes and you can make things happen and make more money in less time with less effort using your friends and your immediate sphere of influence. So let's take a look at this. There's already a viral sweepstakes made right here. I'm going to create a new one. So we're going to add new. I clicked on that, and it's going to come up with all these different pages right here. Now, you can go through them all, or you can actually drill down a little bit and see all the referral ones, all the video ones, all the contest ones, but we're just going to go straight to viral, okay? So you see how I'm choosing these? So I could say the referral with photo, or with video, or with contest. See how there's none? So I could take this away, right? I can drill down, but what I really want to do is I just want to go to the viral. So I'm going to click on viral, and you're going to see that we have all of these options right here. Now, what I can do is I can preview these. So if I want to look at this one, I can click on it, I can preview it, and I can see it looks like this, okay? So it says weekly competition, has little cartoon characters and an award there. But I'm going to look at this one and see what that looks like. Okay, this has some, I'm a techie guy. I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to choose this one. So when I hover over it, I'm going to see preview and use this template. So I'm going to click on use this template, and it's actually going to create the template right here. So I have these different options. What do I want to run? Do I want to run a viral competition, viral sweepstakes? It's going to slowly come up. It's building it right now. So that's why this is taking a while. Okay, so it's come up, and now we have the rules and disclaimers. Now, the thing with the rules and the disclaimers is if you're running a contest, first of all, you're going to want to name it. So we're going to name this the Tony Robbins, right, live event. All right. So let's just say the live event. Now, when it comes to the rules and the disclaimers, you're going to really want to deal with the lawyers of this of your company. Talk with your lawyers. But if you already have like a rules and disclaimer page off of your website, you can put it right there. But if you're going to click here and paste the rules in there, just make sure that you're writing in something that's apropos, okay? And these are going to be your rules. Here is the submission form. So this is just like a web form where you capture an email. You have the double opt-in, the Facebook sign up. This is for Canada, or where they actually have to verify that they opted in. So let's go ahead and click on edit and see all the options you have here. So you can see email, you could say first name, last name, you know, hide certain things. And you can also add things. So you could say name, address. Now, what you want to be quick to see is the more you add over here, the less people are going to fill it in. Just think if when you go to a form, if it asks you 100 questions, you wouldn't want to do it. But we have these other options right here. So say like you're having a live event and you want to know, you know, certain things about, you know, their background. Like, are you a entrepreneur? Are you with a company? Is your company 1 to 10, 11 to 50, 51 to 100, 100 plus, right? So you could actually put in either a drop down or radio buttons, right? And when we drop that in there, then we can click and we can edit this. We can make it whether it's required, and then we could add more information right here with option 1 and option 2. And we could say option 1 would be, this would be how many employees, right? How many employees? Or maybe they're free tickets. I'm just going to say employees. And I could say 1 to 10, right? And then, of course, what I want to say here is 10 to 20, but you really want to say 11 to 50, right? And so on and so forth. So that will show up on the form. Then again, and you also have this star rating. So there's all types of stuff you could put in here. During the training, we're going to go over this with you. So we're just going to go ahead and before we save that, we got to give it a name, right? So we're going to name it Tony Robbins Live Event. And I knew I was going to do that while I was recording. So there we go. We've given it a name. We're going to save it. Then also down here, being that you are part of my grouping, my group coaching, you will be able to use my Infusionsoft, okay? So in here, you can use anything you want that you have. For some of your apps, this will be disabled. This is an added benefit for the program, okay? Now, the email notifications, the cool thing about this is upon form submission, it can send them a thank you email. Now, there's different types of thank you emails. It's going to be the contest form submission thank you, the contest submission. You can always edit this and customize it. So when I click on edit, it's going to come up with this information here. It will have your standard first name and email name that you signed up to you there instantly with, and you can always change it here, and you could change the emails in here. And there's also these things called custom fields, which are part of this insert personalization. So I could go down there and let's say I want to insert the how many employees, right? So this will say how many employees they have. So I could save that, send a test. I could preview it, see what it's going to look like, right? Looks pretty good. Exit the preview, and we will get out of there. Okay, I'm going to close without saving. Down here, we have the Tony Robbins live event. And this is the submission form we just went through, the integration, the email notification. Down here are the sweepstake options, okay? So the winners are selected only once per campaign. This is the one I would choose initially when you first start doing this. That way you're going to have one winner and you're not going to have to give away about 20 different iPads. So it's just going to be the winners are selected once per campaign, and or you could say the winners are selected once, and then when you click there, you could say per week, every 2 days, every 6 days, right? This is going to get a little bit more advanced when you choose that number, and you could drill down even deeper. You could say initial entry and bonus. So if you're giving away bonuses, this will be the initial entry. That means when they sign up, it carries on to future programs that you run, but it removes the bonuses, and this carries the bonuses over. Okay, so we're just want to keep it really simple for right now and say winners are selected once per campaign. You have the start time, so you can say start immediately, or you can start the campaign on a certain date. All of this is pretty self-explanatory. And again, we're going to be going over the group coaching when you set this up. The duplicates are referred visitors, entry blocking. This has to do with things called cookies, and you don't want to really have duplicates in there. So this is some information that I don't want to go over in this video, but we will definitely go over any questions that you have in the group coaching. The maximum allowed entries, you might want to limit it to only a certain amount of people. The default is allow unlimited entries, but you might want to say, hey, the first 100 people that sign up get to be part of my army, right? Now, this is the really cool one. Rain confetti each time an entry is earned. You can turn that off. We're going to leave it on because you're going to see what happens when we sign this up. With the leaderboard, this will appear on the thank you page next to the bonus entry challenges. So when someone signs up, they're going to be able to go and see who is generating the most leads for your contest. So they'll be able to see who's the leader, who's winning the prizes, who's going to get the iPad or the Ferrari or whatever you're giving away. And this, again, is an affiliate and referral contest. This will go into how to earn the entries, all that information here. But this is the really gold part, because here you could say, you could track when they share a tweet, right? You could see they can earn this once every campaign. and you can say shares when they share to LinkedIn. You can put in a default message, and you could even put the link for them to share. That way it's marketing you, and it's growing your list, and it's growing your business. So when you are in the group coaching call, we're going to have you fill out a form in advance before you get to this part. That way, when you get here, you know exactly what you're doing, so everything makes sense. Now, once we have this all set up, we're going to click on continue. Oh, I got to say link the rules to a page. I'll just say msn.com, right? I'm not wearing my glasses, so I can't really see what's going on here, but that's okay because you're going to see how this all works. Okay, so now we're making this page, and we're going to wait for it to come back. And there's the page. Now, when this page comes up, you're going to be able to edit it. So you see how great this looks? In here, you're going to be able to import and design. You're going to be able to edit the page background. So you're going to be able to change the colors. And we'll go over all this to where you can customize everything. And you can see exactly how it's working, what's hot, what's not. Edit the buttons, edit the form, edit the widgets, the language. Now, here's the one thing I want to go over with the language is if you were to choose the default do not translate, I could change this to a different language. So I could say, I don't even know what this language is or how to pronounce it. But when I change that, it will change everything in your format to that specific language. But I don't want to do that right now. Okay, so this is what the page looks like. And there's all these different ways that we can edit this page. I can go into details on this, but it's pretty simple. You can import and design, edit the page background. If you're not really savvy with web pages or with developing web pages, then you may want to hire someone to help you with this. Of course, we'll be going over it in our coaching program. And the one thing I want you to see is this will do different languages right here. And you also have these advanced settings. Now, the thing I want you to see in the advanced settings is that you can have this page image. So when you post a link for this contest on Facebook, this will be the image that shows up on Facebook. That way it's not some broken link or something weird. It'll actually have the image of your contest. And then, of course, the favicon. So if you see up here in the corner where my mouse comes up over here, you'll be able to see that little icon show up. So you could choose your own specific icon. I'll even show you how to make one of those if you really want to know. And that's really the main thing. And then, of course, the company name is there already. Now that we have this all done, we can say save and continue. And this right here is there's these microsites. So what this means is you can take this right here and I can open it and you'll see that you have your own little personal website right now. Someone can log in here. So I'll put my name, my first name, my email, and remember how I said how many employees? I'll say 11 to 50. It's okay to send me email updates. I can change this button, but when I click now, watch what happens. It's going to go to page 2. And there's the confetti, right? So it's just saying, congratulations. And this is how we are going to end up growing your business using this technology. There's also a thing called a QR code. We'll go more into how that works, and you could use it on your business cards or on postcards or other things. And then, of course, you have these buttons right here, and you could put these buttons, give them to your web developer and or whoever your social media marketer is, and have them put it on your web pages. Okay? Then you can also publish this to social media. It will go out to your social media, and then people will know you're having a contest. So that is the campaigns in a nutshell. In the grouping sessions, we will go over this more in depth. So stay tuned.